Here's my audience. Okay. Douglas MacArthur was a memorable American war general. He showed promise in high school. He attended West Point, and he was a prominent figure in World War I and World War II. And he was commander of Allied forces in the Pacific. General MacArthur's entire background revolved around the military. Because of his background, he was a huge component in many wars the U.S. was involved in, propelling him to receive a prestigious award from the U.S. military, and which made him give a speech where he shared his thoughts on what it meant to be a soldier at West Point and in general. Duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, what you will be. This quote completely represents who he is, what he believed in, and how he was raised. Military and serving is who he was, and it was very important, and it was part of his life. Biography.com gives insight to his military background as far as being born on an army base. His family had a strong military history, and his brother and his dad served in the military. He went to school at the West Texas Military Academy, where he showed academic promise. After that, he went to the military academy at West Point, where he graduated with honors. After school, he was a junior officer in the Army Corps of Engineers, where he performed a variety of duties, which led to many promotions. At the start of World War I, he was promoted to major, and he was assigned to intelligence and administrative units. Once the U.S. declared war on Germany, MacArthur was promoted to colonel and put in command. While in command during World War I, he proved that he was more than capable as a military leader. After returning from war, he was promoted to superintendent at West Point, where he held the position for about 3 years. During this 3-year time span, he was also promoted to General of the Army. After this, World War II and the Korean War followed, where he was commander of the U.S. forces in the Pacific, and he launched various successful offensive operations against the Japanese military. Towards the end of the war, Truman appointed him as Supreme Allied Commander. MacArthur's background, experience, and devotion for the military resulted in this award, and it's why he received it. And his speech on it was fueled by his passion and his respect for the military. MacArthur's speech was a result of him receiving one of the highest honors bestowed on by the U.S. military, which was called the Sylvanus Thayer Medal. In an article from NewAmerican.com, Jack Kinney states that duty, honor, country, MacArthur solemnly invoked those three words, the words that summed up a cadet's calling and duty. MacArthur lived by those three words, duty, honor, country. It is something he strongly believed in, especially as a soldier who fought and a leader who led. His accomplishments and courage while leading in the wars made him respectable, and people looked up to him because of this, and they wanted to listen to what he had to say. Kinney also notes that because of his eloquence of diction, his poetry of imagination, and his metaphors, he was able to explain, inspire, and move people even more so. While this definitely was influential and compelling, more importantly, his level of experience, passion for the subject he was speaking on, duty, honor, and country, he was able to impact and motivate society in an even more powerful way. This speech was given by one of the world's greatest military leaders at the time, and Douglas MacArthur is still looked on as one of the strongest military leaders in history. And because of this, many Americans wanted to devote their lives to serving and wanted to follow the ideas and ideals set forth in his speech. He was a powerful leader and a powerful speaker, and his views on the importance of military moved Americans back then and still today. He noted that soldiers make the greatest sacrifice for the greater good, the freedom of America. Not only did he note that the soldier's duty was to fight for freedom for our country, but he emphasized the honor and respect that comes with sacrificing one's life for others. Soldiers serve and protect and are recognized far above anyone else. MacArthur's view on these things bettered and changed society in a positive way. And the result was people wanting the honor and duty of fighting for our country. MacArthur's merit and prestige undoubtedly came from his military career, and he used this edge and advantage to influence millions of Americans in his speech. MacArthur further emphasizes his recognition and appreciation to the soldiers who serve when he says, "And through all this waltzer of change and development, your mission remains fixed, determined, inviolable. It is to win our wars." MacArthur is still considered one of the greatest military figures, partly because of his involvement and success in wars, his awards, and more importantly, this speech, Duty, Honor, Country, where he inspired many soldiers and future soldiers with lines like, "When I think of his patience under adversity, of his courage under fire, and his modesty in victory, I am filled with an emotion of admiration I cannot put into words." Thank you.